So we're going to take a look at Cameron Smith's power clean form right here. So first of all, I want to say props to Cameron Smith and to whoever his trainer is for doing power cleans. It is the absolute best movement that you can do to increase your power. But let's take a look at this and a couple things that we can improve. So number one, I would say setup is looking pretty solid. Feet are in a good spot, hands are in a good spot. Would like to see a hook grip. That definitely helps with your clean. Also with his back, I'd like to see just a little bit more structure. I'll show you what I mean in a little bit. But he does do a good job of keeping his chest a little bit more upright. More so, really the big difference between your power clean form or your clean form and your deadlift is going to be the way that your chest is a little bit more upright whenever you're doing a clean because you're going more vertical. But when we look at this, everything's looking good until we get right here. So this is the biggest thing that I see in his actual movement, and that is his hips are rising a little too fast. So you see he kind of is in this upright position, and then as he goes up, he starts to get a little bit of space between his body and the bar, and he's hinged over a little too much, putting more stress in his back and not enough into his hips. And as he's coming up, I can see maybe a little bit better extension at the top. But when he catches, his front rack is looking pretty good. A little uneven, but not a big deal. And then he is a little too upright in his catch position. Would like to see his hips a little bit further back, and that's going to also help protect his back as well. So just by comparison, if you're looking at setup, so you can see both of us, chest is upright, a little bit more structure. Good analogy or cue that I like to use is, act like you're trying to wrinkle your t-shirt in the back. So you can see how mine is, there's a little bit more structure in that back position. That's just going to help on the way up. So as we're coming up, I'm able to maintain that structure in my back. My hips aren't rising too fast. Everything still looks the same. And then there's that, getting a little bit better extension at the top. And then with that catch, getting that front rack. And then notice how my hips are a little bit back. Looks like I'm in a better squatted position if I did want to squat that weight, more so than Cam. But overall, I'm glad he's doing it. And I think if he can perfect this, then maybe he can be one of the top players on tour again.